Good morning. Welcome to Wildflower. That's not the church we're in. Just checking to see if you're awake. Welcome to Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm AJ Juraska. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the intern minister here. Thank you for joining us, we who bring a teaching of hope, we who bring a saving message, who welcome all in our doors. Wiccans and agnostics, Hindus and Jews, straight, gay, lesbian, and bisexual, cisgender, transgender, non-binary, and intersex, all who are searching, seeking, looking for more meaning, more service, more love, all of us gathered here together. I invite you to put your phone on worship mode, which means it won't make any sounds, but you can still post on social media about things you hear today to let those who can't be with us this morning share a little of our experience and maybe even an invitation to join you here next week. Please rise now, either in body or in spirit, and join us in singing every night and every morn, and remain standing for our chalice lighting.
Every night and every morn, some to misery are born. Every morn and every night, some are born to sweet delight. Joy and woe are woven fine, clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs our joy with silken twine. It is right, it should be so. We were made for joy and woe, and when this we rightly know, safely through the world we go.
Our chalice today is being lit by Ren Goss. This is a congregation bound not by creed but by covenant. May those in agreement affirm our church covenant now. We affirm a caring community of and for all ages, seeking wisdom, doing service, and living with integrity. In our diversity, our covenant holds us in unity as we celebrate our shared spiritual journey. Hello, my name is Barbara Coldiron. One thing I particularly love about this church is how it is involved in our community, like hosting the Pride Community Festival yesterday. I'd like to welcome any guests we have today. Thank you for taking a chance to walk through our doors and join us for worship. If this is your first time here, please stop by our visitors table so we can meet you and answer any questions you may have. This is a church that is buzzing 7 days a week. The definitive way to find out and keep up with what's happening is through our weekly online newsletter. You can sign up for it on the visitors desk, and also go to our website at liveoakuu.org and click on What's Happening. Live Oak UU has many ways for you to connect with our beloved community beyond Sunday. Opportunities are shared on our website or newsletter. One event happening this week is our spring campout. The campout is April 4th through 6th at Cedar Breaks Park on Lake Georgetown, about 25 miles from here. You can see Jen Swan or our weekly newsletter for details. Our call to worship today is an excerpt from Starlings in Winter by Mary Oliver. Ah, world, what lessons you prepare for us, even in the leafless winter, even in the ashy city. I am thinking now of grief and of getting past it. I feel my boots trying to leave the ground. I feel my heart pumping hard. I want to think again of dangerous and noble things. I want to be light and frolicsome. I want to be improbable beauty and afraid of nothing, as though I had wings.
Each Sunday we gather as a congregation. We bring our joys and sorrows with us into this room. When we ask for remembrance or celebration or prayer or thoughts, we make of this sanctuary a sacred circle. Betty Johnson says, I am having my knee replaced tomorrow. I'll be away from the church for a few weeks until I can drive. Colleen says, I am officially in remission for cancer. Ram and Karen say, we celebrated our 32nd wedding anniversary this week. Cassandra says, I got a job at a bakery called Whipped. I start Monday. And I'll add one joy, which is that tomorrow is Trans Day of Visibility, and we had a wonderful Pride celebration. We hosted a wonderful Pride celebration with Cedar Park and Leander Pride yesterday, so that was great. Now, please join me in singing.
Please rise as you are willing and able for hymn 127, Can I See Another's Woe?
Can I see another's woe, and not be in sorrow too? Can I see another's grief, and not seek for kind relief? Can I see a falling star, and not feel my sorrow's share? Can a father see his child, weep not be with sorrow filled? Can a mother sit and hear infants groan and infants fear? No, no, never can it be. Never, never can it be.
Good morning, I'm Chris Jarman. I'm your Director of Lifespan Faith Development, and I have a story to share with you today. It's called The Heart in the Bottle, and it's written by Oliver Jeffries. Once there was a girl, much like any other girl, whose head was filled with all the curiosities of the world, thoughts of stars and the wonder of the sea. She took great delight in finding new things. She's drawing a picture. Until the day that she found an empty chair. Feeling unsure, the girl thought the best thing was to put her heart in a safe place, just for the time being. So she put it in a bottle, and she hung it around her neck. And that seemed to fix things at first. Although, in truth, nothing was the same. She forgot about the stars and stopped taking notice of the sea. She was no longer filled with the curiosities of the world. And she didn't take much notice of anything other than how heavy and awkward the bottle had become. But at least her heart was safe. It might never have occurred to the girl what to do had she not met someone smaller and still curious about the world. You see the little girl, she's asking, do elephants swim under the sea? There was a time when the girl would have known how to answer her, but not now, not without her heart. And it was right at that moment that she decided to get it back out of the bottle. But she didn't know how. She couldn't remember, and nothing seemed to work. She couldn't remember what to do. Look at all the different tools she has there. I wonder which tool you'd use to get your heart out of a bottle. The bottle just couldn't be broken. She climbed to the top of the wall and she dropped it, and it just bounced and rolled right down to the sea. But there it occurred to someone smaller and still curious about the world that she might know a way. And it just so happened she did. And the heart was put back from where it came from. And the chair wasn't so empty anymore. But the bottle was. The end. I wonder how often do we do the same thing as the girl in our story? When we face loss or fear or worry, we sometimes close ourselves off, thinking it will spare us from suffering. But love and sorrow live in the same heart. We shut one out, we shut out both. It is only through connection that the girl's heart is set free. A child full of wonder reminds us and reminds her what it is to feel again. And so it is with us. In our hardest moments, love, through a friend, a story, a small act of kindness, calls us back to life. May we always remember that hard emotions are not the end of the story. May we hold space for these feelings while keeping our hearts open to love, open to wonder, and to the fullness of life. And with that, our story is told. Our reading today is We Journey Together,
which comes from chapter 13 of Coming Back to Life by Joanna Macy and Molly Brown, second edition, published in 2014. I'll read the words on the left, and you'll read the words in italics on the right, and we'll both read the ones at the bottom. The universe unfolds through a continuous process of breakdown, chaos, and spontaneous eruptions into new levels of order and meaning. This process occurs in every manifestation of life: the stars, the planets, Earth, the continents, the oceans, plants, animals, humans. In our human world, the old forms are breaking down and chaos threatens to annihilate everything. But like the universe, we too will erupt into new levels of order and meaning. Consciousness is our unique reflection of the universe. We are the universe in a conscious mode. We participate most intimately in the great unfolding. We journey together. In the face of growing darkness, in the face of ecological decline, in the face of social upheaval, in the face of growing uncertainty, in the face of growing darkness, we journey together toward the light. As we search for glimpses of truth, as we search for signs of possibility, as we search, I can't read it up there, our research for heralds of a new era, as we search for angels of hope, as we search for glimpses of truth, we journey together toward new levels of meaning. As we build our world out of chaos, as we build our world out of shattered illusions of superiority, as we build our world out of our inadequate institutions, as we build our world out of our unfair sharing of resources, as we build our world out of chaos, we journey together toward a new era of justice. As the universe unfolds, as the universe unfolds through spontaneous communion, as the universe unfolds through new levels of meaning, as the universe unfolds through new forms of life, as the universe unfolds, we journey together in Gaia's great becoming.
Several years ago, my husband and I were dealing with infertility. And on a particularly sad day, I turned to my husband and I said, I think I'm grieving, but I don't know what I'm grieving because we haven't lost anything. We never got pregnant. We didn't have a baby to lose. And my husband turned back to me and he said, it's the loss of a dream. It's the loss of the idea of what we thought our life would be. Grief. It's something we don't really want to talk about often, but it's something that we all deal with. We don't get through life without grief, at least not if we love. There are many forms of grief. Oftentimes we think of the loss of a loved one or a pet or a breakup or divorce. But there's also many other forms. It could be a friendship ending, or a retirement, or a major life transition. It could be losing your community, moving perhaps, losing independence, loss of financial security, or as I mentioned, it could be losing the idea of what you thought your life would be. So today we're talking about grieving together. And grief often brings up a question of why. So several years ago, again, we had to put a dog down, and it was the second dog we had to put down in 2 years. And it was a hard time, so I reached out to our minister, and she met with me for some spiritual care. And she said, what role does God have to play in this, if at all, if you believe in a God? And I said, well, I don't know if I believe in a God, but I sure want a God to be angry at right now. There's a meme that I really like that says, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day to yell at God. And even the Bible has good examples of lament and grief. One of my favorite ones is Psalm 22, which is the one that says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me, from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but I find no rest. So there are these big questions of why, and there aren't easy answers. So you may be asking, well, why grieve when there aren't easy answers that'll just make everything all better? As our story today tells us, when we push down our grief, when we bottle it up, we lose other things like hope and wonder. Theologian Douglas John Hall says that there are 3 ways to deal with a society that's collapsing and to respond in the face of fear. The first option is to despair. So we can acknowledge what's happening and let it just wash over us, let ourselves wallow in it. And that's a loss of hope. The second option is to deny, to pretend like nothing's happening here, nothing to see here. If I just don't look at the news, then nothing's wrong. And that's a pretty common response, right? So that's a false hope. But the third option is to hope. And hope leads us to action. So you may wonder, well, why can't we just jump into action, right? Why do we have to do all this grieving stuff? Can we just skip over that and get to action? Well, some wise people like Jack Seymour have said, hope is only possible when we face the pain directly. And Anne E. Streety Wimberly says, although action is absolutely necessary, it may indeed short-circuit the desired outcome by excluding grief and lament as an integral aspect in and even a prerequisite to unfolding creative movements on behalf of justice. In other words, we have to grieve and lament in order to get to the creativity and wonder and hope that allows us to act. So what pain do we need to face in the world right now? I'm sure you probably have a few answers to that. That probably rises to the top pretty quickly. A few headlines from the past week. Measles continues to rise. And as someone with a public health background, I find this infuriating because vaccines could have prevented this unnecessary suffering. Coral reefs continue to have bleaching events, including the Great Barrier Reef, and we see this loss of ecology around the world and the destruction that the climate crisis brings, whether it be forest fires, coral bleaching, or so many other things. We also have genocide happening in Gaza, war happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Sudan, and even Big Bird is apparently sad. So when Big Bird's sad, what do we do? Our grief and sorrow often leads us to feel a lack of control. It leads us to wonder, what do we do? What can we do? And this makes me wonder, the thing that I think of when I wonder what can we do is we can grieve together and we can let this process so that we can move through it and get to that hope and action. But you may be asking yourselves, okay, fine, I'm on board with the grieving thing, but I like doing that at home where no one can see me cry, no one can see me get angry. I like doing that alone. I don't want to do it together. So why do it together? Well, Joanna Macy, who is the founder of a project called The Work That Reconnects, has some wise words about this. And The Work That Reconnects is a project that helps people process eco-grief and reconnect to our earth and to each other. She says, the collective grief practices can yield remarkable openings to the truth of our common condition. They can bring us into fresh relationship with our world and not only arouse our passion to protect life, but also steady us in a mutual belonging more real than our fears or even our hopes. So the goal of grieving together is for us to find a mutual belonging. Today we're going to do a ritual called the Bowl of Tears, which comes from Joanna Macy's work with The Work That Reconnects. And it may remind you a little bit of the weeping well that some of us have done here before, but it's a little different. So in a moment, you'll come around, and Daria will help us with some music, and you'll stop at one of the stations, there are two, and you'll put your hand in the water and let the water run through your hand. And as it runs through your hand, you'll say, my tears are for. My tears are for what's happening internationally, for the wars that are happening. Maybe my tears are for what's happening in our Texas legislature. Or maybe your tears are for something closer to home and heavier on your heart. So you'll stop at the bowl and let the water run through your fingers, and then you'll grab a towel, and then you'll walk back down the center aisle to your seat. So now let us begin the Bowl of Tears ritual. The water that ran through your hands will be used to water plants in our garden, thus reminding us that the pain we feel for the world connects us to the world and to each other. Let us remember that even with all of this grief, you are still a people of hope. Our values, from justice to generosity, from equity to love, speak to our vision for a world that isn't so painful. We can create this world together if we are willing to first face the pain like we have done today. Today is one step towards hope, one step towards action. Next week, we will talk about hoping together and thriving together. But first, let us remember that together we can hold the grief in the room. In that spirit, we will do a meditation together to help feel the grief collectively move through us. This meditation comes from chapter 13 of Coming Back to Life by Joanna Macy and Molly Brown. Take a moment to settle in your seat. Closing your eyes, focus attention on your breathing. Don't try to breathe any special way, slow or long. Just watch the breathing as it happens, in and out. Note the accompanying sensations at the nostrils or upper lip, in the chest or abdomen. Stay passive and alert like a cat by a mouse hole. As you watch the breath, note that it happens by itself, without your will, without your deciding each time to inhale or exhale. It's as though you're being breathed by life. Just as everyone in this room, in this city, on this planet now, is being breathed by life, sustained in a vast, living, breathing web. Now visualize your breath as a stream or ribbon of air. See it flow up through your nose, down through your windpipe, and into your lungs. Now from your lungs, take it through your heart. Picture it flowing through your heart and out to reconnect with the larger web of life. Let the breath stream as it passes through you and through your heart appear as one loop within that vast web, connecting you with it. Now open your awareness to the suffering that is present in the world. Drop for now all defenses and open to your knowledge of that suffering. Let it come as concretely as you can. Images of your fellow beings in pain and need, in fear and isolation, in prisons, hospitals, tenements, refugee camps. No need to strain for these images. They are present to you by virtue of our interbeing. Relax and just let them surface. The vast and countless hardships of our fellow humans and our animal brothers and sisters as well, as they swim the seas and fly the air of this planet. Now breathe in the pain like granules on the stream of air, up through your nose, down through your trachea, lungs, and heart, and out again into the world's net. You are asked to do nothing for now, but let it pass through your heart. Be sure that stream flows through and out again. Don't hang on to the pain. Surrender it for now to the healing resources of life's vast web. With Shantideva, the Buddhist saint, we can say, "Let all sorrows ripen in me." We help them ripen by passing them through our hearts, making good, rich compost out of that grief so we can learn from it, enhancing our larger collective knowing. If no images or feelings arise and there is only blankness, gray and numb, breathe that through also. The numbness itself is a very real part of our world. And if what surfaces is not the pain of other beings, so much as your own personal suffering, breathe that through too. Your own anguish is an integral part of the grief of our world and arises with it. Should you feel an ache in the chest, a pressure in the rib cage, as if the heart would break, that is all right. Your heart is not an object that can break. But if it were, they say the heart that breaks open can hold the whole universe. Your heart is that large. Trust it. Keep breathing. And now bring yourself back into the room as we sing.
We are the tradition of the Free Church. Our church and our community outreach are supported not from an outside source, but from within. We invite you to make a financial contribution to help sustain this church's vital work, knowing that every gift, large and small, is appreciated and carefully used in service of our mission. The QR code or text information for donations is available in the back of the seat pocket. If you would like to donate by credit card, Apple, or Google Pay, someone from stewardship can assist you near the kitchen after the service. This is the final Sunday at which all share the plate donations will go for our life-changing adult basic education and English as a second language programs.
Stewardship of this church takes many forms, and all of them are gifts. Gifts of money, gifts of time, gifts of service. Today, we recognize the gift of service with the Bronze Acorn Award, given to the team that exemplifies the giving of time and talent to help Live Oak advance our mission. With the members of the Vidas Robidas planning team, Lindy Dower, Julianne Knott, Barbara Coldiron, Tina Cordes, and Chris Jarman, please come forward. This team organized our part of a statewide event bringing attention to gun violence in the state of Texas. Please join me in celebrating and showing our appreciation for the Live Oak Vidas Robidas planning team. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you all. Your financial gifts allow us to continue this kind of good work.
As the ushers come forward to receive the offering, I invite you to say these words with me. We are building beloved community with our labor and with our treasure with gratitude. We receive the offering. May it help us to fulfill our mission in the world.
We are a people of hope. Grieving helps us hope. Hope helps us act. May we grieve so we can hope. May we hope so we can act. May we act so we don't have so much to grieve. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
And this is your invitation to the Faith Development Hour this morning. Our nursery is open until 12:45. Our kids from 3.5 to 6-year-olds, the Chalice children, are in room 111, and they're going to be wondering about stars and creating their own constellations today. Our Lego values, which is 2nd through 5th grade, are learning about justice and what does it mean to work together. Our youth group is in room 209, doing their pastoral care training. Our adults are with me today in room 105, where we're going to be talking about William Ellery Channing, and very fitting, his theology of emotion. Don't forget that if in room 106, Tim is offering Breeze training, so you can drop in for a quick and easy introduction to Breeze, our church management system. And just one session, you'll learn how to access your personal account and explore all the features. The meditation group meets at 12:30 to 2 and 2:08. And don't forget, next weekend we have a baby sprinkle and a church potluck at Cedar Breaks on the camping trip. And I do believe there's even a carpool to the Capitol for next Saturday. See Wayne. So wherever, I hope you find a way to connect this morning. I hope that you find a way to empower yourselves and to find joy and to be in community together. Thank you.
Mike's going to talk to us about what happens next week.
Hello, I'm Mike Schultz. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm with the safety team. And we're taking safety at Live Oak to the next level by having a fire drill next week. And what I'd like to do is give you some instructions this week. And so we're going to challenge your memory to see if you can remember how to do this next week. Okay, so do we have the map? Yes. Do I have a pointer? Yes, I do. All right, so this could be better. Anyway, so if you are on the east side of the building, if you come to the Labyrinth Walk, you'll learn the points of direction. Anyway, if you're on the east side of the building, your rally point is out by the Labyrinth. You don't have to actually get on the Labyrinth. There's plenty of grass over there. If you are on the west side of the building, the rally point is in the parking lot near the daycare center, okay? Do not congregate in front of the building because that's where the fire department will come. Do not get in your car and try to leave, okay? We do not need a traffic jam, so just in case of a real fire, just congregate in those two rally point areas. Now, there are 5 exits from the sanctuary. If you are over on this aisle here, you will exit through those doors and out into the parking lot. If you are in the center aisle, exit into the Welcome Center, and then you can take your choice of whether east or west. If you are on the west aisle over here, those doors out into the sanctuary or out into the fellowship hall will take you outside. Okay, now, where are the other 2? Right, so right back here on the chancel, there are 2 doors that will take you out to the east or the west. So definitely, if you are on the chancel, take one of these 2 doors. If you decide that the exit looks like it's going to be too hard to get to, if you're in the front of the building or front of the sanctuary, please feel free to take one of the chancel exits. Let's see, make sure I haven't left anything else. Okay, so please help disabled people to leave. We want to maximize the number of people, the rate at which we leave the building. If you are upstairs, do not take the elevator, take the stairs down. If there is a disabled person, this is where it's going to get really challenging because we do not want the disabled people to have to use the elevator. So you may be called upon to help them downstairs. You may even need to take 2 people and lift them and carry them downstairs. If they have a motorized scooter or something, we may just need to leave the scooter behind. Okay, so that is there any other notes? Nope. All right, so that's the notes. So next week, about this time, we'll actually have the fire drill, and cross our fingers and hope that it's not devolve into chaos. Yes, ma'am.
How is it like in schools where
We will set off the fire alarm.
And what does it sound like? I'm asking because I have gotten migraines from fire alarms.
I'm sure that it will be uncomfortably loud. We will be able to set it off without actually notifying the fire department, but anyway, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I invite you now to rise for our closing hymn, 340, Though Gathered Here to Celebrate, and remain standing for the extinguishing of our chalice.
To celebrate, my spirit's burning low. Instead of serving, now I wait the breath of worship's not too late. Breathe, let the embers glow. There have been losses on the way, a parent, partner, friend. At times I need to grieve and say I have enough to bear today. Be near and help me mend. The stillness strips the mask away, exposes lonely hearts. Self-pity must not have its way. From day to day, and now the healing starts.
Let us say these words to each other. We extinguish the flame here that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again. It has been a gift to be together today. Thank you for today's home team who provided hospitality, worship, tech support. CT, Nancy, I'm sorry I didn't get all the names today. Yes, Christina and Don as well. Let's continue that hospitality by spending the next 5 minutes talking with someone we don't know. Members, be sure to introduce yourself to any first-time visitors we have. They're the ones with the handwritten name tags. And show them where the visitors' table and the coffee are. May we all know the blessings of fellowship.